Alrighty, folks, happy Monday to you. Coming off a solid weekend of daily best plays on my premium page. Went 2-0 through Saturday and Sunday in that package. And the good news is I have another $1.99 daily best play going off here today. And if you sign up for that membership here today, you're going to get access to that package each and every single day for the next 30 days. The math works out to be just 6 cents a day. Now, I currently have over 770 members who are signed up and active on my premium page right now. And you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my premium site. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. What I do on my premium site is I actually share with you which one of these free plays on these videos that I actually like the best. Once again, I'm 2-0 in my last 2 daily best plays, 74% my last 23 picks in that very same package. And finally, guys, I'm 2-0 my last couple of NFL tier membership package plays. And the good news is, folks, I have plays going off in all of those memberships here this evening. And once again, my premium page, it's patreon.com/BrockPage. The link for that site is in the description section below. And with that, folks, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to start off with the Guardians at the Royals, 2:10 p.m. East. Cleveland's minus $1.20, totals 9.5. Cal Quantrill for Cleveland, Brady Singer for Kansas City. Now, Singer's recorded 11 losses on the year. He's got an ERA of 5.51. These Royals hitters have also had a tough time producing runs. They're in the bottom 5 in the American League in runs per game. Now they're facing a Cleveland squad who's hit pretty well on the road this season. These guys have a top 10 hit-producing lineup in their travels. They also strike out fewer times a game at the plate than any other franchise in the league. Josh Naylor hits .341 with a team-best 91 RBI. Meanwhile, Jose Ramirez, he has the highest wins above replacement average on the roster. He's currently the club leader in home runs as well. 7 out of Brady Singer's last 8 starts with the Royals got over the total. 11-3 to the over in his last 14. Give me the Guardians minus $1.20, over 9.5. Next matchup, Twins, Reds, 6:40 p.m. East. Minnesota's minus 145, totals 9.5. Joe Ryan for the Twins, Connor Phillips for Cincinnati. Now, the righty Phillips has just 8 2/3 innings of work under his belt for the Reds, and those innings haven't been great. Phillips has an 8.31 ERA during that short span, along with a 1.85 WHIP. And that's really not all too surprising. These Reds pitchers have really struggled at the Great American Ballpark. They're allowing 5.2 runs a game in their own stadium. They're also facing a Minnesota lineup who scored 30 total runs in their last 4 ball games. But the real story, folks, with Minnesota's success this year, it's been their pitching. These guys actually lead the major leagues right now in strikeouts per game on the road. And we should see more of the same here today with Joe Ryan on the bump. The righties recorded double-digit wins this year with 176 strikeouts. He's also got an impressive whip of just 1.13. Now, oddly enough, 3 out of Minnesota's last 4 road games did get over the total. They're also 60% to the over in their last 10 at any location. Now, the Reds on the other side, they saw 6 out of their last 10 get over the total themselves. Give me the Twins minus 145, over 9.5. Next matchup, Mets, Marlins, 6:40 Eastern first pitch. Miami's minus $1.55, totals 8.5. Edward Cabrera for Miami, Jose Butto for New York. And out of a handful of appearances, the righty Butto's looked pretty decent in certain spots. He does come into today's ball game with a respectable 3.46 ERA. And out of New York's last 10 gatherings with Miami, they've done a real nice job offensively. The Mets are averaging 5.1 runs a game during that time frame. So if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. Pete Alonso's got the second most homers and RBI in the major leagues. I'll tell you what, if Matt Olson didn't exist, he'd rightfully be the league leader in both of those categories. Alonso having a great year. Unfortunately, Matt Olson is in the major leagues, and he's killing those numbers. Brandon Nimmo, he also seems to always be on base. He's the team leader in hits. Now, the Mets are going to face Eddie Cabrera here today for Miami, and he's got a losing record and a 1.44 whip. Now, the righty Cabrera has also had significant control issues. He's walked 60 batters in just 85 plus. He's got an ERA of 4.52. Now, the Marlins' last 3 straight at Lone Depot Park got over the total. New York went 60% to the over in their last 10. Give me the Mets plus 1.5. Over 8.5. Next ball game, White Sox Nationals, 7:05 Eastern first pitch. Chicago's $1.30 on the road, totals 9. Mike Clevinger for the Sox, Yohan Adon for Washington. And even though Adon stinks, the Nats have actually played their best baseball against American League opponents. They've currently got a winning record in their interleague contests, and a lot of that is thanks to some really good plate appearances. These guys actually strike out fewer times a game at home than any other lineup in baseball. Joey Meneses leads the roster in RBI and hits. Lane Thomas has the most home runs. Now they're facing Mike Clevinger, who continues to throw well for Chicago, but just can't pick up the W. The White Sox took the loss in 5 out of their last 8 Clevinger starts. Meanwhile, at the plate, the White Sox continue to struggle producing runs. These guys are in the bottom 5 in runs per game. Now, total-wise, Washington saw their last 3 straight at Nationals Park get over the total. Give me the Nats plus 1.5, over 9. Next matchup, little divisional game here. Phils, Braves, 7:20 East. Atlanta's the $1.20 favorite at Truist Park. Totals 9.5. Kyle Wright for Atlanta. Zach Wheeler for the Phils. Now, Wheeler's got 11 wins on the season for Philadelphia, and he's consistently given these guys opportunities to win games. He's got 196 strikeouts on the year and a stingy 1.07 whip. Meanwhile, at the plate, I really kind of look for the Phils to jump all over Kyle Wright. Phillies in the top 5 in the majors in hits per game. Trey Turner leads the roster in hits. Kyle Schwarber's 3rd in the bigs in home runs. Now, the Phillies are taking on Kyle Wright here today on the bump. And I'll tell you what, he's probably not going to be in the starting rotation come playoff time. He also might be a liability in the bullpen. I think this guy's probably pitching for a playoff spot on the roster. The righty Wright, he's got a 7.48 ERA through just 21-plus innings. And these Atlanta pitchers as a whole, they've really stunk as of late. Really kind of putting it into cruise control after clinching the division. Maybe they're just going Little League style and just throwing all fastballs because they just got swept in a 3-game series by Miami, and they allowed a staggering 36 runs in those 3 contests. And just mind you, Miami's one of the worst scoring teams in the National League. These guys really have struggled producing runs. So allowing 36 runs in 3 games to Miami, kind of tough to do. Now, no real surprise here, folks. 8 out of Atlanta's last 10 ball games did get over the total. Philadelphia went 60% to the over in their last 10. Give me the Phillies plus $1, over 9.5. Next contest, Brewers, Cardinals, 7:45 East. Milwaukee's $1.70, totals 8.5. Freddie Peralta for Milwaukee. Adam Wainwright for St. Louis. And obviously, you know, if you watch my videos, you guys have known all season long that I have not been all too impressed with Adam Wainwright. He's just 4-11 on the year with an ERA of 7.95. Of course, these Cardinal pitchers, they're also giving up more hits a game at home than any other staff besides Colorado. These guys have really been hurting this franchise this season. And, of course, they're facing a Milwaukee club on the other side who's very patient at the dish themselves. They're in the top 3 in the bigs and walks per 9 at the plate. And pitching-wise, the Brewers continue to be dominant. They allow fewer hits per 9 than any other pitching staff in the game. They've also got a 12-win Freddie Peralta on the hill here today. and he struck out 200 batters this season. The righty's got an ERA in the threes, along with a 1.10 whip. The Brewers are 64% to the under in their divisional road games. St. Louis has gone 25-17 to the under against the NL Central. Give me the Brewers minus $1.70, under 8.5. Next ball game, Red Sox Rangers, 8:05 Eastern first pitch. Texas is $1.55, totals 8.5. Jordan Montgomery for the Rangers, Cutter Crawford for Boston. And even though Cutter's a fine pitcher, he unfortunately has a losing record this year and an ERA in the fours. And that's really been a common theme with Boston this year, their lack of quality pitching. These guys are in the bottom 5 in the bigs in hits allowed per game. And of course, they're facing a Texas lineup who leads the American League in hits per contest. Corey Seager's batting .337 with an OPS in the thousands. He actually has the second highest batting average and OPS average in the big leagues. Adolis Garcia, he's hit the century mark in RBI. He's actually 5th in the bigs in that particular category. And even if Texas struggles with Cutter Crawford in the box here today, they've also got a solid arm on the mound here today in Jordan Montgomery. Montgomery's looked pretty good in Ranger Blue. He's currently got an ERA in the threes with Texas, along with a 1.15 whip. Now, the Rangers did see 5 out of their last 6 Montgomery starts get over the total. They're also 8-2 to the over in their last 10 outings more recently. Give me the Rangers minus $1.55, over 8.5. Next contest, Orioles, Astros, 8:10 Eastern first pitch. Houston's minus $1.60, totals 8.5. Justin Verlander for Houston, John Means for Baltimore. Now, the O's do look to take advantage of a Houston team who plays their worst baseball at home. As a matter of fact, these guys have a losing record against American League opponents at Minute Maid Park. And in their last 10 meetings with the Orioles, Houston's definitely had a tough time getting base runners. These guys were held to just 7.2 hits a game during that time frame. And I'll tell you what, we're looking at a Baltimore team who's got one of the best road hitting lineups in the game. These guys are averaging nearly 5.6 runs a game in their travels. That's nearly a league best. Adley Rutschman, he currently leads the roster in hits. Anthony Santander, he's got the most RBI. Now, Baltimore's last 3 straight road games all got over the number. They're also 60% to the over in their last 10 at any location. Give me Baltimore plus 1.5, over 8.5. All right, next contest, it is going to be Rockies Padres, 9:40 p.m. East. San Diego's minus 260 in this divisional contest. Totals 8 runs. Michael Wacha for San Diego. Ty Blach for Colorado. Now, Blach comes into today's ball game with an ERA of .464, along with a 1.55 whip. Now, these Rockies hitters have also been terrible when they bat first. Colorado scores fewer runs a game on the road than any other clubhouse in the National League. They also have to face 11-win Michael Wacha, who's got an ERA in the threes. Meanwhile, as a team, the Friars are on a 4-game winning streak, and they average nearly 8 runs a game during that short stretch. Xander Bogaerts, he leads the club in hits. Of course, Juan Soto, he's always on base. He's hit 32 home runs along with 98 RBI. He's actually in the top 10 in both RBI and OPS. Now, oddly enough, real quick, the Padres have 2 players on their roster with a wins above replacement average over 5.5. It's actually hard to believe these guys are 6 games under 500. Now, 7 out of the Padres' last 10 ball games did get over the total. Colorado saw their last 3 straight on the road get over the line. Give me San Diego minus 1.5. San Diego minus 1.5, over 8 runs. Next contest, more divisional play here. AL West action. Mariners A's, 9:40 p.m. East. Seattle's minus $1.65 at the Coliseum, total 7.5. Brian Wu for Seattle, JP Sears for Oakland. And, I got to be honest, I think probably Sears has some success on most other rosters. Uh, he's had his fair share of good outings this year, good amount of strikeouts, pretty good whip. But unfortunately, he plays for Oakland. So Sears, he's recorded 11 losses on the year, and he does have an ERA of 4.45. Now, Sears is also pitching for the lowest scoring lineup in the majors, dead last in run production, dead last in hits per game. And, of course, these A's hitters are going to have to face righty Brian Wu, who's got a 1.15 whip. And he averages over a strikeout an inning. And when it comes to offensive production, these M's hitters are now in the top 5 in the American League in run production on the road. Julio Rodriguez, he has the 7th most RBI in the majors, 5.5 wins above replacement average. J.P. Crawford, second on the roster in runs scored. 3 out of the M's last 4 road games did get over the total. They're also 8-2 to the over in their last 10 at any location. Give me Seattle minus $1.65, over 7.5. Next and final matchup for the video, it is going to be Tigers at the Dodgers, 10:10 Eastern first pitch. The LA Dodgers are minus $1.75, totals 8 runs. Lance Lynn for the Dodgers, Eduardo Rodriguez for the Tigers. And as much as I think the Tigers are the right side here, at least on the run line, I just can't trust their lineup to take advantage of Lance Lynn. Detroit scores fewer runs a game than any other lineup in baseball besides Oakland. Meanwhile, the Dodgers on the other side, they allow just 3.9 runs a game on their own diamond. And of course, Lance Lynn's actually looked decent in Dodger blue this year. He's got a winning record with Los Angeles along with a 1.25 whip. And of course, he's also backed by one of the most dangerous lineups in baseball. LA's scoring nearly 5.8 runs a game. The only team who averages more runs per contest than these guys is Atlanta. Freddie Freeman's got the 4th highest batting average in the majors, 6th highest OPS. Mookie Betts is in the top 5 in homers, RBI, and OPS himself. Now, total-wise, the Dodgers have seen plenty of overs against American League competition. These guys saw 80% of their interleague ball games get over the line. Meanwhile, Detroit saw 3 out of their last 4 road games get over the total themselves. Give me the Dodgers minus 175, over 8. And with that, folks, we're going to go ahead and jump into our quick pick recap. Give me the Guardians minus $1.20, over 9.5. Twins minus 145, over 9.5 runs. New York Mets plus 1.5, over 8.5. I'm 2-0 my last couple of $1.99 daily best plays on my premium page. And the good news is I have another $1.99 daily best play going off here today for just $1.99. And if you sign up for that membership here today, you're going to get access to that package every single day for the next 30 days. The math works out to be just 6 cents a day. The link is in my bio. Washington plus 1.5, over 9. Phillies plus $1, over 9.5. Brewers minus $1.70, under 8.5 runs. Rangers minus 155, over 8.5. Orioles plus 1.5, over 8.5. Padres minus 1.5, over 8. Mariners minus 165, over 7.5. With my next and final free pick for the video, give me the Dodgers minus 175, over 8. With that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. And just a friendly final reminder, if you do sign up for a membership on patreon.com/BrockPage, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. That's why I always tell folks that chairman package that I have, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. It gives you access to every single personal play of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, guys, you also get access to my Chairman podcast absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, folks, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page at patreon.com/BrockPage.